decision making under certainty. So here the techniques are basically used in case of linear programming problems and game problems are there. But in case of decision under uncertainties, in this particular case, when they have no perfect information or perfect data should be there, in that thing you have to go for different techniques that is known as max criteria, maximin criterion, Hurwitz criterion, Laplace criterion, Minimax regressions. So in the previous class, we have solved a numerical about expected monetary value, especially reference to decision making under risks. So today we are going to solve that is expected opportunity cost in case of decision under risks. So that particular slide. Yeah. So this problem we have solved in the previous class in case of expected monetary value example. Today we are going to solve that is expected opportunity cost. I advise all of you just note down these notations in case of payoff matrix, basically reference to expected opportunity cost. So here first the state of nature is given, that is PQR, and probabilities are given 0.5, 0.1, 0.4, and the respective state of nature is given in case of A column, that is minus 35, 250, and 550. In case of B column, we have 120, minus 350, and the last one is 650. Similarly, in case of C column, we have minus 100, 200, and 700 respectively. So how to calculate? Shall I move to the next slide?
Sir, copy कर रहे हैं.
Just note down. If you finish, then proper text on chat box, then we'll push to the next one. Is it finished for all?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay.
Done, sir.
Yes, sir. Done, sir.
Okay, moving to the next slide. In the next slide, I just write the same slide in the data given, but you have to first found the maximum value in case of column row wise. So in case of first row, which one is the maximum value?
Sir, 155.
120. First row,
120.
I'm not asking.
120.
First row, 120 is the maximum value. Similarly, in the second row,
Yes,
which one is the maximum value?
250.
250 maximum. In case of third row, which is the maximum?
700.
700 is the maximum value. That means if you going for analysis or evaluation of expected opportunity cost, in this regard, you have to just subtract the maximum value with other value. So here I just subtract the maximum value with other value. That means 120 minus of 35, that equals to 155. Clear? And similarly, next one, 120 minus 120, that is 0. Similarly, for the third one, that is 120 minus of 100, that equals to how much? That is
220.
220. Just a minute.
Sir, first वाला 120 minus of 35 150. हाँ 155.
155. The last one is 220. Similarly, in case of second row, we have maximum value, that is 250. So for the same, that is 250 minus 250, that is 0. Similarly, next one, that is 250 minus of minus 350. Let's make a correction. 350. I repeat, 250 minus of 350. That equals to how much?
600.
600. Similarly, moving to the last one.
250 कौन फाइनल है?
That is the maximum value. Maximum value in case of row 2. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In the first row, we have the maximum value, that is 120. In the second row, we have 250. Similarly, in case of raw 3, we have 700, the maximum value. That maximum value should be subtracted with other values. Clear? The last one is 250 minus 200, that equals to 50. Similarly, moving to next one, the maximum value here, that is 700. That means 700 minus 550, how much?
150.
150. 150. Moving to next one, 700 minus 650, that equals to 50.
50.
And last one is 700 minus 700, that equals to 0. Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Then moving to
सर
yes.
सर और एक बार समझा दीजिए.
सर रिपीट
Okay.
कीजिए.
Okay, just a minute. I will go to this. Okay. In this particular set, in the upper part of the table, or first table given the data pair matrix in case of state of nature and their respective probabilities are given. The data are given minus 35, 120, and minus 100. So out of this first row, which one has the maximum value?
120.
120.
120 is maximum value. That's why I subtract the one maximum value with other value. That means 120 minus of 35, that equals to 155. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Then similarly for second one, 120 minus 120, that is 0. Similarly for third one, 120 minus of 100, that is how much? 220. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Similarly, in case of second row, we have the maximum value is 250. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's why the 250 should be subtracted with other value. That is 250 minus 250, that is 0. Similarly, the second one, 250 minus of minus 350, that equals to 600. Again, 250 minus 200, that equals to 50. Now it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Similarly, in case of third row, we have the maximum value, that is 700. So 700 should be subtracted with other element in case of pair matrix. That is 700 minus 550, that equals to 150. Similarly, the second one, 700 minus 650, that equals to 50. And the last one, 700 minus 700, that equals to 0. So in case of calculating the expected opportunity cost, you have to choose the best opportunities for calculating each alternatives. So we have 3 number of alternatives: alternative A, alternative B, and alternative C. Clear? In first case, I have write the expected opportunity loss for alternative A alternative, that equals to 0.5 into 155. The next is 0.1 into 0. The last one is 0.4 into 150. That's why I write 0.5 into 155 plus 0.1 into 0.
So it is EOL or EOC?
EOL, loss or CO can directly.
So, but here we are calculating the expected opportunity cost.
That is loss means cost should be calculated. Okay,
Yes, sir. Okay.
don't worry. In case of UOL and UOLC, in case of 3 number of alternative we have, that is ABC. In first case, I write 0.5 in case of A column, we have 155. The next one is 0, and the last one is 150. That means the probability should be multiplied with each element of A columns. 0.5 into 155 plus 0.1 into 0, and last one is 0.4 into 150. Calculate this one. Similarly, in case of B alternative, you have to calculate, that is 0.5 into 150. Sorry, 0.5 into 0, that is, correct this one, 0.5 into 0. The next one is 0.1 into 600. The last one is 0.5 into 50. Similarly, in case of
0.4.
0.4 into
last one.
50.
0.4 into 250 or 50.
So only
50.
50.
50.
0.4 into 50, I have already changed. Similarly, in case of C alternative, we have first one is 220. 220. The second one is 0.5 into 550. The last one is 0.4 into 15. Sorry, that is 0. Calculate all three alternatives.
So 98.75.
For a alternative,
137.5.
So 137.5.
137.5 for A alternative. In case of
Yes.
next one,
For 80, 80.
80.
80.
80. And for the last one,
115.
115. So out of each cost, which one is the least cost?
80.
B.
80. B wala.
E
Sir,
is the
80.
least cost. That is the minimum cost. And write direct here. The minimum cost. So you can directly write. So the E alternative is selected. That is 80. This is your answer. Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Moving to next one. Next one is EVPI, that is expected value forfeit informations. If you see the particular slide, this method is useful for decision makers who have authentic and perfect information about the future. And the formula for EVPI that equals to EVPI minus expected monetary value of the base actions. So here EVPI stands for expected payoff with the perfect information, and EMV stands for expected monetary value. Just note down this formula. Did you finish?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's move to solve an example. Try to read this particular example. A newspaper boy has the following probability of selling a magazine. The cost is 30 rupees and sale price is 50 rupees. He cannot return the unsold copies. Calculate the EVPI in the following pair of matrix. The following pair of matrix is given. The number of copies sold, that is 10, and the probability is 0.10. Next one, the number of copies sold, that is 11, and the probability is 0.15. Similarly, in case of third column, the number of copies sold 12, and the probability is given 0.20. Similarly, for 13th number of copies sold, the probability is 0.25, and for last one, the number of copies sold 14, and the probability is given 0.30. Just note down this data. So this is the first table given. It finished to. Shall I move
Yes,
to
sir.
next one? Okay. The next
Yes,
table, the number of possible supplier is given. For 10 number of demand, the possible supplier for different course of action, that is 200. And in case of B column, we have 170, 220. Similarly, in case of C number of C column, we have 40, 190, 240. Similarly, in the D column, we have 110, 160, 210, 260. Similarly, in case of last column, that is E, we have 80, 130, 180, 230, and 280. In this case, first you have to calculate the profit. That means the cost of the magazines is 30 rupees and the selling price is 50. The total profit is equal to 50 minus 30, that is equal to 20 rupees. But you have to choose the different alternatives. What kind of alternatives? In the payoff matrix, if you see in case of column A, which one is the maximum value?
200.
200 for each
200.
number of copies sold, whether it should be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So for A alternative, I write, I just make it bold in red color. For A alternative, I write 200 is the maximum value into the probability, that is 0.1. What is the value here?
0.15.
0.15. Moving to next
Sir,
one. Yes.
200 common अछि तो कोउटा भी सिलेक्ट करि
That is you can randomly choose because it is the maximum value for all or minimum value for all. Here there is no alternative. Next, moving to next one.
सर alternative कर दी कहबे सर
अरे
Sir,
सर कहवा किसी नहीं because these value are given in the payoff matrix. Clear? So first, as for the calculating the different alternatives, suppose in case of A column the maximum value is 200. If someone is asked about minimum value, the minimum value is also 200 because there is no alternative. Is it clear? That is why I write 200 in the probability, that is 0.10.
Sir, this table will be given in the question.
Yes, yes.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So in case of fast draw, the maximum value is 200 here. Is it clear?
yes sir
Don't think in column wise. First choose in row wise. Row wise we have 200, the maximum value.
सर एकाथरे भी तो प्लस करी हबो
एकाथरे प्लस करी जदी हबो ताले मेथड काई दिए अछि
सर रो वाइज सिलेक्ट करियो ना
yes row wise select
अच्छा रो वाइज
in
तो
case of
200
row
ही
wise
ग्रेटर
there is 200 is the maximum value.
तो
Clear?
सर
That's
तार
why
0.10 हबो
10 that equals so much
सो 20
0 point no sorry this one is
20
20.
20 20
20.
Is 20. Similarly, in case of second row, which one is the maximum value?
220.
220.
220. 220 multiplied with 0.15. What is the answer?
So 33.
33. Similarly, in third row, which is the maximum value?
240.
240 is the maximum value. Here, and what is the probability is given? 0.20. That equals to 48. Similarly, in case of fourth row, which one is the maximum?
260.
260 is the maximum value. Here, and the given probability is 0.25. What is the answer?
65.
65. Moving to the next one, we have the highest value is 280 and the probability is given 0.30.
Sir, 84.
84. Okay. Calculate the sum of every alternative. What is the sum of each? Sum of alternative A plus alternative B plus alternative C and alternative D and alternative E.
Sir, 250.
250.
Sir, 250.
250.
250. Okay. Here we got EVPI equals to 250. Moving to next one. Then as per the formula, we have to calculate the expected monetary value. Calculate the expected monetary value from the given table. The table is given here. In first case, I write 200 into 0.1 plus 200 into 0.15 plus 200 into 0.20 plus 200 into 0.25 plus 200 into 0.30. Similarly, in case of B, you have to calculate the expected monetary value What is the answer for expected Mundell value of alternative A? Yes. Hello.
150.
150.
Yes.
150. Similarly, for alternative B, you have to calculate. That is 170 into 0.10. I just write here 170 into 0.1 plus 220 into how much? 0.15 plus next one is 220 again into 0.20 plus again that is 220 into how much? 0.25 plus last one is 220 into 0.30. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sir, for alternative A, it is 200.
Okay, it is 200. Just a minute. Okay, 200. First one is 170 into 0.1, 220 into 0.15, 20.
सर आमे एटी
Yes,
200 को कॉमन नहीं कि भी तो करि परिबो एकाथरे प्लस कर देले सरी जीवो
what is it?
माने 200 को कॉमन नहीं कि 0.1 प्लस 0.15 प्लस 0.20 करके 200 रे इनटू करले भी तो होबो
In case of column 1, it is easy, but in case of B, C, and D,
यस सर
okay. Similarly, in case of next one, what is the answer for alternative B? Yes, anyone?
So do so 215.
Slide is someone is saying slide is not visible. Which one is not visible? Is it
So
visible to all?
215.
215. Okay. Calculate next one. Which is the slide is visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Rakesh Kumar, better you check your network connectivity.
Yes, sir. Now it is visible.
Similarly, calculate the C, that is 0.10 into 140 plus 0.15 into 190. The next third one is 0.20 into 240. Similarly, 0.25 into 240 and 0.30 into 240. How much?
So 222.5.
222.5. In case of B, just check. It is 220s. In case of B, that is 205.
सर 220
In case of D, though.
yes sir
Yes, sir.
In case of B, just calculate.
So 205.
205. Okay. So out of each alternative, which one is the maximum value?
C.
So C to
Sir, C
22.5.
At
222.5.
222.5.
222.5. That is the expected monetary value for best section. That is C equals to 225 equal to 0.5. Yes. Then put this value in case of calculating the EVPI, that equals to EVPI minus the base section of EMB. That means EVPI we have already calculated, that is 250 minus 222.5. Let us write the formula here. It is EVPI equals to EVPI minus EMB.
Sir, 27.5.
Exactly, that is the answer. 250 minus 2.5 equals to 27.5. Is it clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That is 27.5 is the EBPI, that is expected value of perfect internations. That is the answer. Okay. Next move. Shall I move to the next one? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
The next one is your decision tree. In case of decision tree, it's a graphic device of a decision making process. Okay. Decision tree is a graphic device of a decision making process. It is a geographical representation of various alternatives. It is also known as tree diagram. I repeat, it is a graphic device for decision making process. The next point is it's a geographical representation of various alternatives of decisions, and it is also called tree diagram. Moving to next slide. The objective of decision tree are evaluate the shutdown or continuation of decision. First point, and it is enable for critical compare, make or buy alternatives. The third point, consider the problem of product mix, scarce resources, and limiting factors in a particular industries. The next part is that consider the wide range of sales pricing options. And the last one is the use of decision tree to determine the expected value of different alternative outcomes. So these are the basic objective of your decision tree. Moving to next part, if you see, this is a typical example of industries which is specialized in case of making crystals. In case of this particular example, a glass factory that is specialized in case of making crystal is developing a warehouse. For this, the farm management is considering three course of actions. The correct choice depends upon large future demand, which may be low, medium, or high. So here the payoff matrix is given in case of low demand, medium demand, and high demand, and their respective probabilities given 0.1, 0.5, and 0.4. And the number of course of action are given in column wise. That is, S1 is given 10, 50, 50. In case of S2, it is given minus 20, 60, and 100. And the third course of action, that is S3, that equals to minus 150, 20, and 200. Just note down this payoff matrix, then proceed to calculate through the decision tree diagram. If you finish, drop a text on chat box. Okay. Just wait for the other. Okay, shall I go to the next one?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Here the payoff matrix is given. First step, you have to calculate the expected monetary value for each course of action. That is S1 and S2 and S3. Calculate first one. What is the value of S1 in case of calculating the expected monetary value?
So 10 into 0.10.
Like that. First one is 10 into
So 0.1,
0.1.
50 into 0.5, 50 into
Better
0.4.
you calculate. Calculate and tell the answer.
46.
Sir, 46.
46. Next one.
Sir, 68.
Yes. Second one is 68. What is the value of S3?
The last one 75.
Last one
75.
is 75. Out of which one has the maximum value?
C.
That not
S3.
S3,
S3.
S3. S3 is the maximum value.
75 S3.
S3 is the maximum value. Clear? So in which way we have to put in case of decision tree? I'll show that particular diagram here. So this is the demand. As for the previous table, we have demand in case of low, medium, and high. First, write the node of demand, then connected to fast course of action, that is S1. Then next one is connected to S2, which is the second node. And then similarly, the demand node is connected to third node, that is S3. In case of first one, we have calculated 0.10 into 10, that equals to 1. Similarly, 0.5 into 50, that equals to 25. And the last one is 0.40 into 50, that equals to 20. So if you combine this one, the totals or the sum equals to 46. Similarly, in case of second node, that should be repeated in case of decision tree like this: 0.10 into 20, that equals to 2. For second one, 0.50 into 60, that equals to 30. And the last one, that is 0.4 into 100, is 40. If you add this particular sum, what is the answer? 68. Similarly, last one, 0.10 into 150, that equals to minus 15. 0.50 into 20, that equals to 10. 0.50 into 200, that is 200, that equals to how much?
Sir, it is 0.40 into 200.
So 75.
That is 75. Make it correct, 75. Okay. This is I made for in
Sir,
case of.
0.4 into 200.
Yes, it
Yes,
is
sir.
here. It is directly cropped from the Word file into a page, sorry, into an image. It is difficult to edit the particular image. Make it correct. In case of 95, you just write 75. And in case of last one, 0.4 into 100. That equals to how much? 80.
Yes, sir.
Now it is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Moving to the last part of decisions theory, that is known as decision making under uncertainties. In case of decision making under uncertainties, when you have no perfect information, and this method is applied when the result of various alternatives are not known to the decision makers. So how to calculate the decision under uncertainties? There are the following methods are there. First one is maximax criteria. The next one is maximin criterion. The third one is Hurwitz criterion. The fourth one is Laplace criterion. And the last one is Minimax regret criterion. Just note down this method. We'll solve one by one. We'll finish. Hello.
Yes, sir. Done.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here is a typical example for you to calculate the. So based on the following payoff matrix, calculate the following. The first one is maximax criteria. The second one is maxi-mean criterion. The third one is minimax regret criterion. The fourth one is Laplace criterion. And the last one is Hurwitz criterion. And here alpha is given 0.4, sorry 0.8. And the payoff matrix contain the following state of nature, that is P, Q, R, S. And the course of X or Xn are given A, B, C, D. In case of column wise, we have 5, 8, 21, 30. In case of B column, we have 10, 7, 18, 22. In case of C column, we have 18, 8, 12, and 19. In case of D column, we have 25, 23, 21, 20, respectively. So first, we have to calculate maximum, the max criteria. I advise all of you just note down this payoff matrix only.
So what is that?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
So what is that given?
Alpha equals to 0.8. Alpha equals to 0.8. In case of question, this payoff matrix as well as alpha is always given in the questions. You finish?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first we have to calculate maximax criteria. In case of maximum criteria, you have to choose the maximum value from each column. In case of A column, which is the maximum value?
30.
30.
30.
In case of B column,
22.
22. In case of C column,
19.
90.
19. In case of B column,
25.
25. Which one is the maximum value?
30.
30.
30. That is your max value. Bit 1 completed. Is it clear to all? First, you have to choose the maximum value. From that maximum value, you have to choose the maximum value. Similarly, moving to the next one, maxi-mean criteria. In this criteria, find the minimum value, then the maximum value. In case of A, which is the minimum value?
5.
In case of A column, we have 5. Similarly, in case of B column,
8. 7.
7. In case of C column,
8.
8.
8.
And in case of D column,
20.
20.
20. So which one is the maximum value?
20.
20 is the maximum value.
20.
Yes. That is the answer of maximum criteria. Bit number 2 is over. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Moving to next one. That is known as max regret criteria. Sorry, min-max regret criteria. In this case, first you have to identify in case of column wise, sorry, in case of row wise, which is the maximum value?
25.
25.
25 should be directly subtract with other element. So in first case, I write 25 minus 5, that equals to 20. This one. In case of row wise, the maximum value is 25. That value should be subtract with other element. 25 minus 5, that equals to 20. Similarly, 25 minus 10 equals to 15. And the next one, 25 minus 18, that equals to 17. And for next row, it is 25 minus 20, that equals to 0. First one is complete. Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
In second row, we have the maximum value, that is 23. So I subtract 23 minus 8, that equals to 15. Again, 23 minus 7, that equals to 16. Again, 23 minus 8, that equals to 15. And the last one is 23 minus 23, that equals to 0. It's clear?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, in the third row, which one is the maximum value?
21.
21. So we have two number of value. In case of first and last value is 21. You can randomly choose any values. The first one is 21 minus 21, that equals to 0. Next one is 21 minus 18, that is 3. Again, 21 minus 12, that equals to 9. And the last one is 21 minus 0, that equals to 0. So 21 minus 21, that equals to 0. Moving to fourth row, which have the highest value?
30.
30 is the highest value. In that case, 30 minus 30, that equals to 0. 30 minus 22, that equals to 8. Again, 30 minus 19, that equals to 11. And the last one is 30 minus 20, that equals to 10. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Then make another table. In that table, first column belongs to course of action or course of act. We have A, B, C, D are there. In case of A, which is the maximum value?
20.
20 is the maximum value. In case of B, 16 is the maximum
16.
value. In case of C, which is the maximum value?
15.
15.
So 9, 9.
Maximum value, that is
Right,
9.
15, 15.
Okay, that is 15. Okay. And in case of B column, maximum value is
10.
10. So from this maximum value, you have to choose the minimum value. That is known as Minimax criteria, regret criteria. So out of 20, 16, 15, 10, which is the least one?
10.
10 is the least one. This is the answer for your Minimax regret criteria. That is known as alternative D is selected. Just note down in the bottom part of this particular table. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Then move to next one, bit number 4, that is known as calculation of Laplace criterion. So for Laplace criterion, here the data of payoff matrix is given, and you have to calculate the alternatives. So in case of A alternatives, I just add 5 plus 8 plus 21 plus 30 divided by 4, that equals to 16. Similarly, you have to calculate B alternative, C alternative, and D alternative. That is 10 plus 7 plus 18 plus 22 divided by 4. How much?
So 57.
How much?
सर ए ऑल्टरनेटिव
सर
में
ए हाँ 5 plus 8 plus 21 होगा ना?
हाँ, ये 21.
हाँ 20.
कितना हुआ?
सर इसमें क्या एवरेज निकाल रहे हो?
हाँ.
So 57 by 4.
How much?
So it is 57 divided by 4.
How much that is? 14 point?
14.2.
14.2.
Okay. Moving to next one. 18 plus 8 plus 12 plus 19 divided by 4. How much?
So 14.25.
14.25. Next one. In case of B alternatives, that is 25 plus 23 plus 21 plus 20 divided by 4 equals to how much?
22.25.
22.25.
Yes, sir.
25. So out of 4 alternatives, which one is the highest value?
22.25.
22.25 is the highest value. This is the maximum Brigade criterion for alternative D that is selected. Just write down 22.25. Is clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Moving to the last bit, which wizard criterions. Here alpha is given 0.8. So here you have to make a particular table. That is given in case of formula. That is wizard constant is given. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in the payoff matrix, as per the given data, we already found the maximum payoff, that is 30 for column A, 22 for column B, and 19 for column C. And in case of D, we got 25. In the previous one, this one, 20, 30, 22, 19, 25. It gets the minimum value payoff. We got 5 for row 1, for A row. In case of B, we got 7, that is minimum value. In case of C, we got 8 minimum value. In case of D, we got 20. I just write in this particular here 30, 22, 19, 25 for maximum payoff. And in case of minimum payoff, I write 5, 7, 8, 20. Here you have to calculate the weighted payoff, that P equals to alpha maximum plus 1 minus alpha minimum. I repeat, the weighted payoff equals to that is known as P equals to alpha maximum into 1 minus alpha minimum. So here alpha is given 0.8. So for fast act, in case of A course of action, the P equals to 0.8, that is the value of alpha, into maximum value is 30, plus 1 minus alpha, that is 0.8, into minimum value. Minimum value is given how much?
5.
5. Calculate this one, how much that is?
So 25.
25. Similarly, calculate the next one, that is 0.8 into 22 plus 1 minus, just right here, 0.8 into 22, and this one is 7. Similarly, next one, it is 0.8 into 19 plus 1 minus alpha, it is 1 minus 0.8 into 8. Similarly, last one, 0.8 into 25 plus 1 minus 0.8 into 20. What is the value for P in case of B act?
1 to 4.6.
1 to 4.6.
So 19.
19. 19 is the correct
Sir.
answer.
Sir, 9.
19.
Next
16.8.
one.
16.8. Last one is 24.
Important. Last one is
24.
okay. So which one have the maximum value?
25.
25
25. So you can write. So the A alternative
is selected.
is selected, and the value is 25. Is your answer. Is clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So your course is over, starting from module 1, module 2, and module 3. But in the next class, we will continue repetition of some important methods.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Sir, can you repeat that LPP model of graph?
Yes, yes. Today it is not possible. Clear?
No, no, sir.
Because
The next day,
LPP method in graphically it is clear to all. I think
graphical print.
graphical method is clear to all. We will repeat the simplex method. Exactly.
Yes,
Simplex
the
method.
simplex method, maximization and
Share the
minimization.
previous PPT.
Yes, we will repeat the simplex method, Hungarian methods,
Hungarian
and
method.
few problem related to your Q theory, including your simulation problem also. Clear? Because these are appear in case of your long questions. So that's all
These
from
are
my
short
side.
questions, 6 mark questions.
I'm not getting your
These
voice.
methods.
Now these methods are appear in case of long questions. Clear? That is why these are very much important. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's all from my side.